Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Well-Appointed Mystic. And today I wanted to share something with you all that I made for the San Francisco Pen Show. I taught a class on sigil making, and I made this zine, for lack of a better word, to go along with the class as teaching materials. And I actually have quite a few left. Well, not quite a few, but I have some left, and I thought I would go ahead and make them available in my online shop, there will be links in the description down below. So if you are interested in ordering a copy of this, you can. So I'm an overachieving graphic designer, so I couldn't just have a 8.5 by 11 letter-sized handout for my class. I had to make a book. This is my copy, so it's a bit dinged up. It's probably one of the first ones I made, and then I also used it while I was teaching, so it's got a little bit of roughness on here, but that said, I thought I would share this with you. So what I did for the class was I wanted to put together a little booklet that gave some tips and pointers. I got a lot of my information, obviously, from online, from various videos I've watched over the years, various lectures and things that I've attended, but also a huge shout out to Laura Tempest Zakroff, whose book Sigil Witchery was a huge help, and I borrowed from her for quite a bit of this. So I took what is a 300-page book or whatever, and I reduced it down to 16 pages to present in the class. And I do have a bibliography in the back that calls out that I used Laura Tempest Zakroff's book, as well as a couple of websites, and was really inspired by this year by the Talisman Oracle, which I feel like has a lot of the same kind of vibes and sort of is a really cool thing. So if you are into this, the Talisman Oracle would also be really cool. So anyway, long story short, I have been making sigils for years. I really enjoy them. But when I started putting together instructions for other people, I really needed help. Because while I can do it on my own, it was helpful to have some tips and tricks from other people. So I won't go through the whole booklet because obviously I'd like you to actually purchase it if you're interested in it. But I put together little sections for uses, being sure to sigil responsibly, a section here on planning the statement that you start your sigil from. And I use the example through this book of keep this book safe, because I was teaching this at the pen show and a lot of people were using journals and planners and things like that. So I thought the idea of creating a sigil to keep your book safe would be a great place to start. So I just showed some examples, and I actually took to class my actual notes so obviously there were more steps in my process to making it, but this gave a real idea of taking the letter forms from this and then integrating them with symbols and things. So I have a how to use your sigils, and then this was a part where Laura Zakroff came in super handy, and so I kind of recreated and took a lot of suggestions from her about symbols that can be added to your sigil to add a little oomph to them. So instead of, because I have always done sigils based entirely on just using letter forms from a statement, so like this, but using her technique of adding different shapes and what those shapes mean to you, and not necessarily needing to be able to draw or have a proficiency in illustration. A dot can indicate a seed or a start or an end point or a period. A larger circle can feel like a container. Things like that. Dashed lines always remind me of bumblebees and motion, that kind of thing. Wiggly lines are the same thing. They can indicate water. So I just, added all of this in here, and then also included astrological symbols, planetary symbols, that if someone is inclined to want to add those details into their sigil, they could. And then I also included numerological and color correspondences. So if you were doing a sigil with your fountain pen, you could pick an ink that related to what you were doing. So if you were doing a money sigil, a prosperity sigil, that maybe you'd want to use a green ink, you know, or if green doesn't suggest money to you like it does to people in the United States, or oftentimes green, I think of, you know, lush outdoor nature, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's a way to add additional power to your sigil. But anyway, so this is my little booklet. I hope you guys like it. Like I said, if you're interested in purchasing it, it'll be in the link in the description down below. And thanks so much.